team, I hope you're all well. It is the start of a new week, and this week I am doing Box Readathon with my patrons, which is a special readathon that I do with them. Special edition round of our monthly 24/48 hour F1 readathon, and this one is a week long and we dedicate our time to subscription box books. I have many a problem in life with reading. I still have many a problem, but two of my main ones are sequels / final books, hence final book support group, and subscription box books. I am terrible for keeping up with them. I have an entire large tree bookshelf downstairs and I struggle to get through the books all the time. So Jade's idea, while I had the F1 readathon, was to do a special edition round of it and call it Box Readathon. If you're an F1 fan, you will know that when they ask the drivers to come in the pits, they say over the team radio, Box, and it's funny. So I rolled with it, and we've done this a couple of times now and we really enjoy it, so I'm very excited about this week. So I've got lots of sprints scheduled with my patrons, which I'm really looking forward to. I feel like I have hung out with them, I have been hanging out with them, but I feel like I haven't had, you know, a long period of time where I've been hanging out with them, and I miss them dearly. So yeah, we're going to do that this week. So it's currently 6:25. I've gotten up, I've had a shower, Andy's gone off to work, and I need to get last week's vlog edited. So that's going to be my first to do on my to-do list this morning. I'm hoping to get that done within the next hour or two so that I can get that scheduled uploaded and ready to go. And then that's me done until Wednesday for videos, because I can't film my Sunday video, which is my September TBR. I could tell you about this now because you will have already seen it by the time this video goes up, but I can't film that video until Wednesday when Andy's off work again, because he's going to be picking my TBR for September. So can't do that till Wednesday, so that'll be me pretty much done for filming things this week other than the vlog. So I will get on with some reading at that point. This week's plan for reading, obviously, subscription box books. So in the background I will be continuing on with Lucy Undying by Kirsten White. Do I know if this is featured in subscription box at any point yet? I'm not sure. I'm going to do some research and see whether or not it is. It might not be, but I've already started it, so I'm going to continue reading it. I am starting on page 88 for this week, so I will continue on with that. It is a gothic fantasy about a vampire who escapes the thrall of Dracula and embarks on her own search for self-discovery and true love. I don't know if I'll finish it this week, so I'm not going too heavy into the synopsis of it. That when I finish it, I will then tell you heavily what the synopsis is. At this point, I'm also a little bit confused. It's a bit slow. So I'm having a good time though. I did start a book last night for this because at the time I didn't have an audio book going, so I started a book last night, and it is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. This one obviously has been on my... Excuse you. What the fuck is that all about? This one obviously has been on my shelves for a long time. This one came out in 2021, so this has been on my shelves since then, and it is a Feralute one, published in 2021. So it was in a 2021 box, and I haven't read it yet. It's got Faye in it. It's about two sisters. One of them ends up being taken to a Sealy court as a bit of a slave, if you like, and the younger sister and the older sister, Brie, needs to save her sister, so she goes through the portal and tries to save her sister. However, she would do anything to avoid dealing with the Fae. So that's where I'm up to with this. I'm interested in seeing where this goes. I don't know anything about it other than that. Go to the Sealy Court, find the Queen's secret portal to enter the most dangerous place in Fairy, find my sister and rescue her from power-hungry King's child play. That's what's going on. And last night I made it to page 58, so I'm not too far in, but I am hoping to finish this today. That's my aim for today, is to get through this one. So if I can get, the earlier I can get the vlog edited, the quicker I can get back to this, which would be great news. And then the only other book I'm 100% getting to this week, because it's my Patreon buddy read for July and August, and obviously we're coming to the end of August now, the live show will end up being at the beginning of September sometime, is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This one is a romantasy with dragons, I believe, and I know nothing else about it, so I'm really interested in this one. Like I said, this is my Patreon buddy read, and I don't have the Fairy Loot one, but Fairy Loot did an edition of it. I have the Waterstones one. The rules to this are simple, is that it's subscription box books or books that have been featured in subscription boxes that you have on your shelves. Not everybody gets subscription boxes, not everybody's like me and they're on top of their sub box books, so I bend the rules to say anything that's been featured in a subscription box. For example, I kind of really want to read Just for the Summer this week by Abby Jimenez. I don't have a special edition of it, but I know it was featured in Book of the Month, so things like that. But this one, I have the Waterstones edition. I don't have the Fairy Loot edition, but it was featured in the Fairy Loot box. This will transport you into a world filled with magic, dragons, and a love that blazes through the ages. Is it sapphic as well? Maybe not. But I'm really excited about getting into this one. So I don't know at what point I will pick this up. I may save it for the weekend so that I can read it on both Saturday and Sunday, because I think it will take me a couple of days to get through this maybe. I don't want to rush through it in a day, so I may save this for the weekend. But yeah, those are 100% my plans at the moment. I have a stack over on my shelves of other books I'm interested in, but I'm not going to tell you about them until I come to them, because I really should stop doing that. I did also do a poll with my patrons, because one of the prompts is a poll, and it was between 2 of my Evernight books and 2 of my Afterlight books, just to mix it up a little bit. The 2 Evernight books were Silver Nitrate by Sylvia Moreno Garcia and The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim. Neither of those won, but then we got equal votes for Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood and Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey. So I'm actually going to take a picture of these now and throw them up on my Instagram stories for another vote to narrow down which one of these I'm going to get to. This did come in the Afterlight box. This was an addition to Afterlight. It was an Afterlight exclusive edition. So yeah, I'm interested in potentially getting to both of these. Or in all honesty, I would love an Ali Hazelwood this week, because her writing style is so very, very fast. I haven't read a Tessa Bailey in a little while. I do enjoy her writing style, but I feel like this I find a lot easier to kind of engage in other things while listening to. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm definitely reading one of these as well. I also forgot about Funny Story by Emily Henry, and I would kind of really like to get to that one this week as well, but I don't know. I have a lot of other possibilities as well. I may do a possibility pile, a pile of possibilities, so you may see a clip of that as well this week. But yeah, I will let you know about this, whether or not it is going to be featured in a subscription box. I'll not let you know which subscription box, because that could be a spoiler to anybody, but if it's going to be featured and I find out, I will let you know. Yeah, that's essentially what's going on. Currently reading These Hollow Vows. Definitely going to get to When the Moon Hatched this week. Reading this in the background as my physical read, and one of these 2 will definitely be on my TBR. Other than that, I'm open for possibilities, so maybe a possibility pile. That's it. Okay, it's 11:05. We're off to a bad start, guys. We're off to a bad start with these reads, and I figured that this could potentially be the case. These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. I'm 118 pages in. I've just done the first sprint on it, and I think I've missed the boat on this one. This has been compared to the likes of ACOTAR and the Folk of Air series, The Cruel Prince, of which I loved both of those books and series as a whole. For me, the ACOTAR series has never really been YA. It's always been new adult. It's been such a long time since I read the Folk of Air series that I can't remember if it's YA or not, but when I read it, I loved it. Would I still feel the same about it now? I'm not sure, which is the reason why I haven't picked it up again to reread. I do want to really badly, but I just don't know if it will live up to my initial rating of it, because I don't read much YA at all anymore, unless it's horror or thriller. the ship has sailed for me with YA a little bit. I struggle to get through a YA book without rolling my eyes and just really struggling with the kind of childishness of it all. I understand it's not my age range anymore, and I get that, but sometimes I struggle with it, so I tend to stay away from it because I don't want to lowly rate books or get frustrated with books that are not in my age range anyway. So for some reason it doesn't bother me with middle grade. I'm absolutely fine with middle grade. I think it's because I expect it from children. I should expect it from people of YA age as well, but whatever. Regardless, I don't read much YA anymore. This, I was hoping may have been of the new adult variety, and it is not. This is definitely YA. It's of the younger end of YA, and it definitely does have the ACOTAR Cruel Prince vibes, hugely so, but in a very, very YA setting. I have rolled my eyes multiple times already. I don't think I like our main character, Bree. She starts off seeming this relatively strong, looking after her sister, really strong female main character, and then she goes to the Sealy Court, and she's, you know, she's gone in with the whole I fucking hate fairies, I want nothing to do with them, but I will do what I need to do to get my sister back. My only goal is to get my sister back, and literally within minutes she's lost where her goal is already. This is gonna have a love triangle in it. I fucking hate love triangles, can't stand them, especially when I already have a relationship established in my head that I'm rooting for, and I feel like that could turn in a way that I think's gonna, I'm just gonna fucking hate. I'm really not gonna like it. I've read some reviews, obviously. I think I've missed the boat on this one. Truly, really think I've missed the boat on it. Had I picked it up back in 2021 when I got it, I might have liked it, but I just don't think I can. I don't want to read this. I'm not having a good time. I am bored stiff, and I have rolled my eyes into an oblivion already so far. I think I could cause myself some damage long term if I continue reading this book. And we're in a readathon, and honestly, I'm not here to be getting through books and rating them 1-2 stars, you know. So we're going to DNF that can go in the unhaul pile. I mean, success for getting it off both my TBR and the 12 books from 12 friends. Sorry Tracy that I haven't liked this one. I truly think I've just missed the boat on it honestly. I just think that's all it is. I think I've arrived late to the party, and now you know, it's too late for me. It's gone. My opportunity has passed. We have had a Fairy Loot box come in though, so we're going to open this. We might as well, while it's box readathon, and give this a butcher's. This is the Villains Assemble August book, because maybe this could be an option to read this week, because I haven't got enough options as it is apparently. Oh shit, that cover is beautiful. Alright, this is Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan. This cover's stunning. A story for anyone who's fallen for the villain. Longing for revenge. There are some stunning sprayed edges. A glass, kind of like a glass window if you like. So pretty. I really hope this isn't a love triangle. Oh. A dear reader letter with a signature. There is a map. Oh, pretty. Okay, this is a really pretty book. Stunning. That's really pretty. Holy shit. Right, what's it about? Oh, it's different on this side too. Very pretty indeed. Right, let's find out. Is this a possibility for today? A story for anyone who's ever fallen for the villain. When her whole life collapses, Ray still has books. Facts. Dying, she seizes a second chance at living, a magical bargain that lets her enter the world of her favourite fantasy series. She wakes in a castle on the edge of a hellish chasm in a kingdom on the brink of war. Home to dangerous monsters, scheming courtiers, and her favourite fictional characters, the once and forever emperor. He's impossibly alluring, as only fiction can be, and in this fantasy world she discovers she's not the heroine, but the villainess in the Emperor's Tale. So be it. The wicked are better dressed with better one-liners, even if they're doomed to bad ends. She assembles the wildly disparate villains of the story under her evil leadership, plotting to change their fate. But as the body count rises and the Emperor's fury increases, it seems Rey and her allies may not survive to see the final page. This adult epic fantasy debut from Sarah Rees Brennan puts the readers in the villain's shoes for an adventure that is both brilliant from Holly Black and supremely satisfying from Leigh Bardugo. Expect a rogues gallery of villains, including an axe-wielding maid, a shining knight with dark moods, a homicidal bodyguard, and a playboy spymaster with a golden heart and a filthy reputation. This sounds like a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie. This could be a potential. Maybe. I'm gonna look into it, see if I can hunt down an audiobook maybe. But yeah, that is the Fairy Loot adult book. Okay, what we're gonna move on to next then, it won't be that just yet. We are gonna move on to, I think we're gonna move on to Gallant next. I'm gonna move on to Gallant next. I think that's gonna be my plan. This is a shortish book by V.E. Schwab. I have also put in my card for Choose a Book, which has been in your TBR for more than a year. In here, 16-year-old Olivia Pryor is missing 3 things: a mother, a father, and a voice. Her mother vanished all at once, her father by degrees, and her voice was a thing she never had to start with. Her only companions are the ghouls she sees and her mother's journal, which captured a mind in turmoil. Near the end of her time at Maryland's School for Girls, Olivia receives a letter from an uncle she's never met, summoning her to his estate, Gallant. But when she arrives, she discovers that the letter was years late. Her uncle is dead. Jesus Christ, poor girl. And the estate is empty, save for her cousin Matthew and the servants. Olivia is permitted to remain, but must follow 2 rules. Don't go out after dusk, and also always stay on the right side of the crumbling wall. But Gallant is a house of secrets, a house sitting in a lonely vigil, a place where the ghouls are powerful. As Olivia searches for answers about her family and her past, she discovers a reflection of everything she knew, an ancient realm where ghosts take form and the Dark Master sits waiting for her. Dun, dun, dun. I have noticed flicking through this that there is a little bits of mixed media, some illustrations, you know, just random little tidbits going through. So I'm quite excited to give this one a read, I'm not gonna lie. I've been meaning to get to it for a while and I just haven't, so now's the time to do so. start When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I ummed and ahed for ages about what to start. I was thinking about picking up a middle grade and getting through another book very quickly, or starting this one. And I was going to wait until the weekend to start this one because I know that I'm going to end up having to have a break like Wednesday, Thursday at least, if not Friday as well. Wednesday I've got some filming I need to do, and then I'm getting my nails done. At Thursday I'm working. And then Friday I'm not sure what the plan is yet, but Andy's off work as well. So it all depends on what we're doing. So I might not have chance to pick this up again after tomorrow, which my day has been reduced a little bit more because Tara's coming around with the kids tomorrow, which I'm gonna love. It's gonna be a great time, but also it does reduce my reading time quite significantly, which is fine. So I was going to leave this one till the weekend so that I could blast through it over the weekend without having to take time out of it, but we'll just have to see how it goes this week. Maybe I'll be able to dip in and out and just do little bits here and there. But in the last few sprints, I have managed to get to page 116 of this, so I am currently flying through it and I'm having a good time. I am a little bit confused though, and maybe it's because I haven't read the synopsis. So I wonder if we should do that together. My battery is flashing. I don't know if I'll get through it before the camera dies, but let's do it together, because so far all I've read is that When the Moon Hatched will transport you into a world filled with magic, dragons and a love that blazes through the ages. So far this book has been very assassin, blood, murdery heavy and quite dark. That's what I've found so far with this book. A lot darker and bloody and gory than I anticipated, actually, but I'm enjoying that. And as an assassin for the rebellion, Rave's job is to complete orders and never get caught. When a rival bounty hunter shatters her world, Rave finds herself captured by the Guild of Nobles, a group of powerful fae. Crushed by the loss of his great love, Dragon Rider Khan Vagor took the head of a king and donned his melted crown. Now on a tireless quest to quell the never-ebbing ache in his chest, a clue lures him into the capital's high-security prison where he stumbles upon the imprisoned Rave. Together they seek truths that threaten to unravel everything they know about the world and each other. Okay, so far I think the bounty hunt, we're at a point where she's now come across this bounty hunter. Her world has been shattered. I'm not going to tell you what's happened. Her world has been shattered, but we've now come across this bounty hunter. I love Rave. I think she's fantastic. I think she's a really good character. She's a very strong female character and she's quite the badass, and I love her attitude. She just does not give a fuck, and I love her. I think she's fantastic. And so far, the bounty hunter side of things, we've seen her, you know, doing her thing. And yeah, it's kind of gory. It's quite brutal and gory, and I wasn't expecting it. So we currently have a moment of torture that I wasn't anticipating either. A little bit brutal. And in between, we have these little chapters that are a diary from someone. A diary entry from Elvin Nevin, age 9. Every now and then we get these little diary entries in which she's got a dragon, I think a dragon egg, and she's trying to help the dragon egg along and nurture it. Don't know what the relevance of that is so far, but that's what's going on at this moment in time. So far I am enjoying this. I think that synopsis has just helped me out a little bit, but there is one thing that I am a little bit confused on, and there's a whole bunch of like help information at the back. Like an appendix, if you like, at the back. So a glossary is what she calls it. So I may have a quick flick through that and see if that helps me out in any way. But so far, really enjoying this. Over 100 pages in and I'm having a good time. So I'm a fifth of the way through the book. Over a fifth of the way? Is it a fifth or is this 600 pages? Yeah, I'm about a fifth of the way through the book, just over a fifth of the way, and I'm having a good time so far. I'm really enjoying it. Not what I was expecting in the slightest. I thought this was going to be, you know, really, I don't know, I thought this was going to be like super duper romanticy heavy, and it is a romanticy, I'm fairly certain, but this is way more like on the epic fantasy side of things than I was expecting. I think, I don't know, it's just a lot darker, a lot more brutal and violent than I anticipated, and I'm having a good time. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not complaining at all. So with it being about, it's probably about 6:25 now, Andy will be home, I assume, around 7:30ish, unless he's finished early. He did message me about 6 o'clock to say, do you need anything from the supermarket? So I don't know if he's finished at 6 and he'll be home any minute. I'm not sure. But in the meantime, I am going to go downstairs, I think, and read some more of Lucy Undying by Kirsten White. I haven't been able to find a special edition of this that's being featured, but this isn't out till the 10th of September. So we're preempting that maybe it will be featured in the subscription box. Not only that, but I might not even finish it this week. I'm just reading it in the background. So I'm going to go downstairs and continue on with this. I'm currently on page 88 and we'll see how much further I get this evening. I also forgot that there is a prompt in which I need to let somebody else pick a book for me off of my TBR. So I'm going to ask Andy. He might not be interested when he gets home. It depends on his mood. If he's not interested when he gets home in picking one of the books downstairs off my special edition shelves, I will text Jade a picture and see if she will pick one for me. So we'll see what happens with that, and I'll let you know what the outcome is of that as well. That one is entirely out of my hands and it makes me very anxious. I am wondering whether I should make a pile instead and send that over, or let him pick from that, like a pile that I'm really interested in, and rather than it just being a selection of like 50 books, because I've no doubt he would end up picking the one that's the chunkiest with the smallest writing in it as well, like the longest book he would end up picking. Albeit if I allowed him in here, he'd probably end up picking Empire of the Damned. So yeah, we'll see. I'll keep you posted on that, let you know what I've decided to do, and let you know what's picked and who picks it. Okay, I gave Jade a picture of the entirety of my shelves, but she was overwhelmed, so I narrowed it down to this little pile. So we've got Long Live Evil, which has come in today. We've got The Phoenix Keeper, which is the one I think she's going to pick. We've got A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faisal, although that could be a possibility as well. 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, and then Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen. I don't know. I reckon she's going to go for Phoenix Keeper or Tempest of Tea, but she may go for this because she'll pick up on the fact that it's romantasy. So I haven't seen what she said yet, so let's have a look. Long Live Evil as title grabs my attention, but I know nothing about it, so that one. Did not see that coming. Fantastic. Exciting. Yay. The newbie got picked. I hope it's got fucking hell.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
Hello, it's Tuesday and I haven't updated you yet, and it's like 7 o'clock. It's been a busy day. This morning Tara came around with the kids. Thomas has now finished nursery, so well, he had a leaving due for nursery that was arranged by some of the parents on Sunday, and Tara was like, well, rather than sending him back to nursery for 2 weeks until he starts school, I'll just take him out for 2 weeks. We can spend some time with him, because he starts school in September, so he'll be, you know, going to school 5 days a week. which will be new for all of us. So they came round today. We had some lunch, we did a little bit of baking, it was very cute and we had a fun time, and then I went on sprints with patrons. So it's been a busy day, but I have a few updates for you. I haven't finished anything, but I have got a few updates for you. In the background, I have mentioned that I'm currently making my way through Lucy Undying, and yesterday I made quite a bit of progress, I think, if I remember correctly. I'm now on page 135, so I am making my way through this, slowly but surely, but I'm still having a good time. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker, I started this yesterday, and so far I'm really enjoying this. This is way, I can't remember if I mentioned this yesterday or not, but it's way grittier and gorier, bloody and violent than I anticipated. I went into this thinking that this was going to be your standard romantasy book. Think like Fourth Wing, that's what I anticipated this was going to be like, but it's not. It's way, like, even Fourth Wing for me, the fighting scenes and stuff, they weren't as gory as this, for example. This, the gore in this and the violence in this gives me vibes of not as bad, but the amount of times that I have pulled my face or gone ugh, or been like physically repulsed, it gives me Traitor's Blade vibes. Not to the extent of Night's Shadow, albeit there is some torture in here, but Traitor's Blade vibes. It's giving me that kind of blood, gore, violence, etc. And I just wasn't prepared for it, in all honesty. However, I'm really freaking enjoying it. If you've been here for a while, you will know that for the last few years I have been a very bad epic fantasy slump. It's only since starting this book now I now know the difference between high and epic fantasy, but I've been in quite a severe epic fantasy slump, and I started to come out of it earlier on this year, late last year. I started to make my way out of it. I think it was the reread of Traitor's Blade that I did for Jade's birthday last year, and then I was starting to make my way out of the slump. I picked up The Way of Kings and it put me straight back in it. Well, not straight back in it, I made it, well, 200 pages into part 2 of the book. So I think it took me about a month to get to that point as well, and it put me back into the epic fantasy slump. However, what I hadn't realised was that high fantasy appears to be my vibe, so maybe this is where I should be focusing my energy with fantasy. So this is actually a fantasy romance. I thought this was a romantasy. It's a fantasy romance, high fantasy romance with dragons, and I'm really enjoying it. I've just gotten to a turning point where things seem to be making more sense, and I'm really enjoying myself. I'm currently at page 317, chapter 50, and I'm having a very good time. So I'm over halfway just, but I'm really enjoying this. I'm having a very good time, and I'm really enjoying the dark, gory side of this that I wasn't anticipating. So loving this, loving Rave. She is fantastic and I adore her so much. So having a great time with that. And then I did find myself, a long time ago, I read Crescent City 1 in a day. And I haven't done something as crazy as that for a while, but I read Crescent City 1 in a day, and I wasn't overwhelmed. I had a great time, but I don't think that I could do something like that now, to read like an 800-page book in one day. I don't think I could do it. I think I have to split it up, because I'm not saying I'm bored of the book, and I say this a lot, but it's like when a book takes me too long to read. I'm not bored of the book. I am bored of the motion of having to pick that book up yet again. It's not the book, it's me. I've had this conversation with Jade before, but I get serotonin from starting new books and ending books, finishing books. The middle of the book for me, I struggle. Unless I'm having the time of my fucking life, I tend to struggle, and it's not the book's fault, it's me. My attention wavers and I need something new. I need something new stat. I've got to be constantly rotating with new things all the time with my books, which is how I can get through romance so quickly. But with longer books, it takes me ages, and I do need to have something else going on in the background. Now, Patreon suggested a graphic novel, but I've read all of my Lore Olympus and Heartstoppers. I have read Nimona, which is the other graphic novel I have that was a special edition, and then the V. Schwab, what was it called? Extraordinary graphic novel as well. This is the only other special edition box, subscription box graphic novel that I have. So that wasn't an option, and then Chloe suggested that I pick up one of the novellas from Ali Hazelwood, which I always fucking forget are an option. So I have decided to pick up Under One Roof, which I've started now, and I'm currently 65 pages in. So this is following Mara and Liam, and Liam's aunt has passed away, but the house has been left to Mara. So I think they both own a stake in the house. Now she turns up and Liam is in the house, he's living there, and she's like, well, I'm moving in too, and he's like, you fucking not, I will buy you out of the house. And she's like, nah, I'm moving in, it's close to work. So they end up kind of squabbling for a period of time until eventually they find a middle ground, and I think a romance is going to come out of it. And I'm 65 pages into a 122 page novella so far, and I'm enjoying it. It's good, it's a sweet little novella, and I'm having a good time with it. So hopefully I'm going to finish this tomorrow, I think. Probably not this evening, depends on what he decides to do this evening when he gets in from work, but hopefully finish this tomorrow, making my way through When the Moon Hatched, and then slowly but surely making my way through Lucy Undying as well. And that is about it. I haven't made any more progress in the Dangerous Collaboration, which I started at the end of last week's vlog, but haven't made any more progress on. Yeah, and obviously I have Long Live Evil by Sarah Rees Brennan to read over the weekend. So the sooner I can get through When the Moon Hatched, the better, because that's actually a really long book. The audiobook's like 17.5 hours. So that and Love Theoretically will probably be my focuses on the weekend. We will see how that goes though. But yeah, I'm enjoying what I'm reading so far. I'm having a good time. So progress is being made, and I just wanted to come on and let you know that. So I'm gonna go and maybe stick on some YouTube until Andy gets in. I am Hank Marvin though. I'm very much so looking forward to tea this evening. I don't know what we're gonna have. It will either be, I'm hoping it will either be fajitas or Chinese chicken curry. I think probably fajitas though. I'm very much looking forward to fajitas for sure. I'm gonna go. I'm getting new nails tomorrow, and I'm really excited because I even though I don't know what I'm getting yet, but I'm really excited regardless. So I'm gonna bounce. I will let you know what nails I decide to get tomorrow, and I will speak to you then. Good morning. It is Thursday. It's 8:20 in the morning. I've just gotten ready to go to work, but I thought I could do an update because I don't think I updated you yesterday, and I do have a little bit of one for you. So I did finish, what was it called? Under One Roof yesterday by Ali Hazelwood, which is one of her short stories from her short story collection, and this one, honestly disappointed. Not gonna lie. I understand that it's a novella, so there's only so much depth she can go into with the characters and the storyline and things like that. I understand that, so I understand the process of a novella. But there are some novellas in which the characters have my whole heart. The Monk and Robot series by Becky Chambers, for example, and the Murderbot Diaries by Martha Wells. Love those series. The characters, my whole heart. The Wayward Children series, not as much, but still an incredibly good series, and they're all novellas. The characters for me are always fleshed out, and the plot as well, the world building and everything. I mean, those books are all sci-fi fantasy. So, but this one, just a little bit boring, and it wasn't invested in the characters. I didn't really care about Mara and I've got Liam. I have no idea what his name is. Didn't really care about them, and I found him to be relatively boring. So when we finally got to a sex scene, which ended up being like the last portion of this, I saw on someone's review that they calculated it was like the last 16% of the novella was an entire sex scene. When it came to the sex scene, I just found it very awkward. It came out of nowhere, and it wasn't awkward in the sense of like Night Shift by Annie Crown, where that's the kind of awkward that I wanted, where it's the first time they slept together, there was some fumbling, there was a little bit of chuckling at each other, and the situation itself is awkward, not the actual sex scene itself. This is a sex scene where they're supposed to fit perfectly, it's supposed to be a perfect sex scene, but in general it was awkward, and it made me uncomfortable, and it gave me the ick, and it was really bizarre. I think there's supposed to be some demisexual rep in here with Liam, but it's just not explored in the slightest. There is a mention of him saying that he's not interested in sex. He's happy for her to receive and get what she needs, and then he'll sort himself out later. And it's literally glazed over very quickly like that, and then Mara's like, nah, and gets on top and does the damn thing. Again, made me uncomfortable, because I was like, if he's, one of two things is happening here. Either he's just saying that for the sake of saying it, and therefore maybe what she's doing isn't that uncomfortable, but if he's not, and he's demisexual and he's genuinely not interested in the penetration side of things, why has she just took it upon herself to just do that? Why can't they have a little bit of a conversation first? Whatever. 2 stars. It gave me the ick. It made me uncomfortable. I'm sad, and now I'm anxious to go on to the other 2, which is Stuck With You and Below Zero. I'm not going to do that straight away. I do still have Love Theoretically on my TBR for this week. I'll probably still get to that one, but Long Live Evil I don't think I'm going to get to, and I'm really upset about it, because I've not made any more progress on When the Moon Hatched, and I would need to finish that, obviously, so I'm gonna have to focus on that this weekend. We'll have to see. I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring as far as the day is concerned itself. I don't know if he wants a bit of a lazy day where he's watching TV and just playing around and stuff, but I don't know, we'll have to see. Oh, I got new nails. I went for Beetlejuice. There's a new Beetlejuice movie coming out in September, and I've got these until the 12th of September, I think, so I thought they were perfect for that. Yesterday you will have seen, I did go to TK Maxx. I'm not going to show you my Halloween haul because I'll save that for my August reset where I decorate the room, but I will show you a few books that I picked up. They had the most incredible selection of books in that TK Maxx in Lee. They had the whole of the My Murder series in paperback. They had the Priory of the Orange Tree and Day of Fallen Night in paperback. They had an Ali Hazelwood, no, they had a Abby Jimenez book. They had a whole, I showed you quite a few of them. They had a whole bunch of books, a couple like Alex Michaelides books, The Maidens and the Fury. They had so many books in there, and it was such a good selection. But I ended up picking up The Troop by Nick Cutter, which I've heard good things about. I think Stephen King has blurbed it. Scared the hell out of me, and I couldn't put it down, not for the faint-hearted. So I'm intrigued by this one. I don't know anything about it at all. I think it's set on an island, and that's it. But other than that, don't know anything. As unsettling as Lord of the Flies, as shocking as The Thing, The Truth will get under your skin. So I've picked this one up. $3.99 bargain. Then I saw this one, which is only just come out this year, and I'm fairly certain very recently as well, and it's for fans of Icebreaker, which I haven't yet read, but I do love me an ice hockey romance. Well, ice skating, anything set on the ice, I love it. Unsteady by Peyton Corrin. What? This is a brand new book. I got it for $6.99. I don't know anything about it, but I'm going to assume it's ice skating, ice hockey. And well, there's a hockey puck and ice skates, so ice skate and ice hockey. So yeah, I picked it up. I couldn't leave it in the shop. What do you mean? And then I got 2 of the Chartwell Classics books. I haven't seen these before, but they're stunning and I needed to get them. So I got Dracula by Bram Stoker, $5.99, absolute bargain. This is really pretty. So I did pick this up. The writing in it is miniature though. But I know that this is a relatively long book because I had a quick look to see how long it is, because I feel like I'm missing some context for Lucy Undying, and I had a quick chat with Jan about it and she was like, yeah, you definitely are. And I was like, honestly, I haven't got time to go back and listen to Dracula yet. So I've picked it up because I've seen it and it's pretty, and I was like, well, when I've finished Lucy Undying, maybe I can do a read of Dracula and get more context that way. I know it will be after the event, but it is what it is. So I picked that one up, and then they also had Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. They had an Edgar Allan Poe one as well, but I'm not interested in that one. But they had Frankenstein by Mary Shelley as well. Very pretty indeed. So I picked these up. This one was $4.99. Absolute bargains for both of these. They are small. The Frankenstein one is much smaller. But look at how pretty they're going to look on my shelves. I don't own a lot of classics because I'm never going to read them, but these are the types of ones that I probably would give a go. The only classics I tend to have, I've got Sherlock Holmes, and then also Christmas Carol, because I read that one every year at Christmas. The only classics I own, really, to be perfectly honest, like original classics, not like new classics. So modern classics, whatever you want to call the likes of Jurassic Park or Lord of the Rings. So yeah, that's what I picked up from TK Maxx yesterday. I wasn't expecting to have a fairly decent book haul from TK Maxx, but yeah, I did in the end. And 2 stars for Under One Roof. I don't even remember the title of it, honestly. Under One Roof, 2 stars for that one. Not good. Not good at all. So yeah, I'm gonna bounce. I need to pack up my laptops and I need to get myself off to work. I need to go down and see if Andy's awake, to be honest. He fell asleep on the couch again last night, so I need to go see if he's awake, and if he's not, try and sneak out the house without waking him up. Oh, I got a new phone case as well. How pretty is this? Stunning. I'm obsessed. I did have a boring purple case since I got the phone earlier on this year, but how pretty is this? I am obsessed. I've just ordered a pop socket as well. I think this is supposed to, I don't know if it does though, have a MagSafe one, but I don't want to run the risk of paying for a MagSafe pop socket because they're fucking expensive if it doesn't have a MagSafe ring in it. It's meant to, but I don't know if it does. But yeah, really happy with that. So I've just bought a normal ghosty pop socket. But anyway, I'm gonna go and I will check back in with you when I have another update for you, hopefully when I've made more progress on When the Moon Hatched. I might see if I can try and make some progress on it tomorrow, maybe, we'll see. Hello, good morning. It is Saturday and it's currently 5 to 8 in the morning. I didn't update you at all yesterday. I was feeling very unwell yesterday morning. right through till around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I felt horrendous. I woke up with a terrible headache. I think I was on the verge of a migraine and just about managed to stop it. So I woke up with a terrible headache. I had an IBS flare-up and also felt very, very sick. I don't know what was going on. I think my body was just completely shutting down and was like, girl, rest. So that's what I ended up doing. I did feel a little bit bad because it was Andy's day off and I wanted to spend the day with him, but he was like, if you're not well, go lie down and rest. So he watched some Transformers and then his new Switch came. So he was playing on that for a good portion of the day. So I went back to bed and I slept through till, I think I got up a couple of times. I woke up at 8ish and then I woke up again about 11, which is the point at which he said go back to bed. So I did without an alarm, and I think I woke up about 1:30, 1:45-2ish in the afternoon, at which point I had half of a cereal bar just so I could take some ibuprofen because I couldn't get anything else down because I felt really sick. So I then woke up, had a shower, I did feel much better, and we went to go and do a food shop, so it got me out of the house as well. I did eat something and I had plenty of water and I felt much better. So he then made us a Sunday roast on a Friday. This is why it felt like Sunday, I think, because I'd slept in, then we had a Sunday roast, and then we honestly just spent the evening watching Inside Out 2, the rest of one of the Transformers movies, and then started Alien, and the pair of us were just on our own Switches playing games. So it was really nice, quite a cozy evening, watching some films and, you know, just spending some time together, doing our own thing but together, and it was cute. So we had a nice time. But yeah, I didn't update you yesterday because I wasn't feeling too good, so I didn't have a reading update for you. I do have a little bit of one this morning, but nothing too big. I don't think I'm going to get to Long Live Evil, which I'm a little bit gutted about. I need to prioritize a different book instead, and because I haven't finished When the Moon Hatched, I need to prioritize that as well. So I think there are just 3 books now that I'm going to try and concentrate on for this weekend to try and get through as much as possible as I can of these. Hopefully finish 2 of them at least, if not all 3, but we'll see what happens. So obviously I'm still reading Lucy Undying, and I would really love to finish this weekend, but I don't know if that's going to be possible with it being a physical read. So 135 pages into this so far, and I would love to finish this weekend, but we'll have to see what happens. I have continued on this morning with A Dangerous Collaboration by Deanna Rayborn, which is the 4th book in the Veronica Speedwell series. So I would like to finish, I would like to finish this one, and this one was gifted to me by Claire, so thanks to Claire for gifting me this one. I have made it to page 79 this morning, and I'm really enjoying this one. Veronica and Stoker have gone to Cornwall, a little island near Cornwall, where she's actually gone to look at a very rare butterfly that she thought was completely extinct and isn't, and Stoker has ended up kind of following her there because his brother has taken her and he wasn't happy about the situation. But it turns out there's a mystery on the island as well. So the host, the guy who's hosting them, his wife disappeared several years prior on her wedding day, and Rosamund, and I think they're gonna try and help him figure out what happened to her. So far really enjoying it, having a good time as always. And so yeah, I am enjoying this one, and because it's an audiobook that I can listen to while I potter around, I've got quite a bit of cleaning I need to do on the house today, well, this weekend in general, and I also want to film my August reset, so this is another one that I can listen to while decorating the library and things like that. So I think I'm going to continue doing that and get this one finished. So this will be my pure audiobook, and then for a tandem read I will be finishing When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I am currently 317 pages in. I haven't moved from this point since the other day, and I'm hoping to finish this. I would love to finish this today, and then when I get time to sit and read, I will physically read, I think, Lucy Undying. And then when I want to maybe game or I'm pottering about cleaning the house, I will do A Dangerous Collaboration. I don't know what I will move on to when I finish this, because there is a possibility that I could finish both of these today and then I will need something to listen to tomorrow. So I'm not sure what I'll do. Either I will continue on and read the 5th book, or I may try and find another subscription box book to read for tomorrow, but it won't be Long Live Evil, because that book is like 17 hours and I won't get through it in one day. Certainly not with sprints. So yeah, I'm not 100% certain what my plan is, to be perfectly honest. I just know that I wanted to concentrate on getting to this. Again, I want to try and get through this and the 5th one before Audible Plus snatches the books away on US Audible. So I think that's going to be my plan. I know this isn't a subscription box, you know, there's no special edition of these as far as I'm aware, so it doesn't really count for box, but I did say these books might crop up for the next few, I don't know, month or two, in random vlogs they don't belong in. So we'll see what happens. I honestly don't really know what I'm doing at this point. I've had a couple of days off from reading, and now it's like trying to kickstart Jumbo Jet again, trying to get back into my reading. And we filmed my TBR the other day, so I'm thinking about that now. I always do this. And also I'm thinking about next week's TBR as well. So I don't know, this week has felt very long, and I don't know if in myself I'm just kind of over it. Like, I'm still enjoying my books, but I feel like maybe I'm just a little bit over it. Like, I started this on Tuesday, it's now Saturday, and I don't normally go that long reading a book. This I've been reading for about 2 weeks, and I never go that long reading a book. So I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of, I'm not over the books by any means, but I think I'm just over this reading vlog, which is a real shame, because I love doing these subscription box readathons with my patrons. Maybe once we're back on sprints later, I'll feel a bit better about it. So I do have sprints at 11, which is 3 hours away. It's currently 8 o'clock on the dot. So I do have some more pottering about to do, and I would like to get started filming that autumn reset, even if I don't finish it till tomorrow. I want to have it done and dusted this weekend, but I would like, I think, to start filming that reset. So I might get started on that one. I need to fully decide what it is exactly I'm going to do in the reset, but yeah, I think I need to get started on that. So that's going to be my plan for the rest of the weekend. Try and get through all 3 of those, or at least make through the 2 audiobooks and make really good progress on Lucy Undying. We'll have to see. The problem is, any time that I get a chance to just sit down, I'm going to want to stick an audiobook on a game, because I'm like in my Switch. I think I'm back in my Switch era. My hand is still killing. This here is now the worst part. I really need to book in with physiotherapy, but this here is now the worst part. So I want to try and get back into gaming, but we'll have to see how much I actually manage to do. But yeah, that is my plan. So I'm going to go and get started. I'm not even starting with my day. My day started at 5:30 this morning. I have already washed new bowls and plates that I got ages ago, dried them and put them all away. I've rearranged the cupboards and drawers in the kitchen. I've already done all of that this morning. I have a list, a very long list, and I was like, if I don't get started, I will not do any of this today, and then I'll have to do it all tomorrow. And I want to bake my mum a cake tomorrow for her birthday on Monday, so that will be my plan tomorrow, I think. So I'd love to try and get as much of the autumn reset video done today as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to check in, let you know why I didn't check in yesterday, and let you know what my plans are for reading for the rest of the weekend. So I will speak to you in a little bit. Okay, hey, it's much later in the day. It is 4:20 and I have been in a funk for a good portion of the day. I think I had a plan today to film a certain video, and it's not gone to plan because I'm missing something that I need to be able to film this video. So it's just gone to shit a little bit today, and it's cocked me right up. It's ended up putting me in a bit of a funk where I just feel like I can't do anything else now until I can film this video. So it's done that to me a little bit, and now I've been stumped for a couple of hours with not sure what to do vibes. So I did finish When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I enjoyed this. I really liked it. What I will say is that this is a fantasy romance, a high fantasy with romance. I wouldn't say this is necessarily a romantasy, and I will say that I enjoyed the first part of this book where it was very dark, very gritty, very bloody and gory. I preferred that portion of this book than the second portion of the book where the romance ended up coming in. I actually preferred, I didn't mind the romance, I didn't hate it by any means, but I preferred the dark gritty portion and the pining portion between, well, not even necessarily between these two characters, from him, to be perfectly honest. I preferred that side of it. Once they gave in to temptation and things were revealed and we got to that portion of the book, I wasn't as invested, which is really sad, a little bit sad. I still gave it 4 stars. I still really enjoyed it, and I'm still excited to continue on with the series, but I actually preferred the part of the book where she was fighting for her life and she was fucking furious and vengeance was the only thing that she wanted, revenge was the only thing that she wanted, and she's absolutely livid and she's biting off someone's thumb. You know, that's the portion I loved. I vibed with that part of the book way more than the romance part of it. So regardless, I enjoyed the writing style. I am excited for the next one in the series, and I did give it 4 stars, and I will continue on with the series. I did like it, but I preferred the first part to the second part. So I have now finished that one, which is a nice good chunk of pages for my goal of 8,000 pages for the month as well, which I'm doing really well on, to be perfectly honest as well. So that's good news. I haven't read any more of a Dangerous collaboration. I did read about 14 pages of Lucy Undying, and that's about as far as I've got with my day. Physically reading is not on the cards for me today, unless it's graphic novel or manga. So what I've ended up doing is getting out, does anybody remember this from Fairy Loot, where you got a pad with 20 spots and then you got a D20 and the idea is to roll for your TBR? Anyone remember this? I thought that I would write down 20 books, 10 novels or novellas versus 10 graphic novels slash manga, so for easy reading and hopefully some quick turnarounds to give me a sense of achievement. I think that's what I need. I think I've not had a quick sense of achievement this week, because the books I've gotten through and actually managed to finish have been 2-star reads, and it's been other than When the Moon Hatched, it's been not a great week for reading, and I really want to turn that around and have some books I'm excited about. So I've got a list of 20 books here that I am currently excited about, one of which I have still put a Dangerous collaboration on because I do still want to get to this by the end of the weekend. But for today we're going to roll, see how this goes and see how it pans out, and I may continue on with it tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you every single book that's on here because I'm obviously not going to get to them all, but I will let you know what's been rolled once I roll. So let's do our first one while I've got 41 minutes left on the timer. I did end up crossing off Shadowgas because that's on my September TBR, and put Off to the Races on instead because it's a shorter romance. But anyway, let's roll and see what we get. This die is really heavy. Okay, that is 9. So we have Camp 1985. Let me get that and tell you what it's about. Okay, so this is a new in book, and by new in I mean it came today. So that's exciting. I was saving it for spooky season for October, but honestly, why? So it is short, it is a slasher, and the reverse of this says, the synopsis says, enter the nostalgia-laced world of Camp 1985, a bogus new summer program where parents send their social media addicted children to unplug and make face-to-face connections without help of a screen. Ander expects a full weekend getaway with other influencers, but instead finds himself trapped in a radical landscape without Wi-Fi. Just when Ander gives into camp life and starts crushing on a cute gamer boy, a little fun with a spirit board unleashes a vengeful spirit of a bygone era. Now, with danger lurking behind every tree, Ander and his fellow campers must navigate a twisted game of survival against a retro evil determined to off them one by one. Who will survive? Brace yourselves for a bloody good time in the first of 7 books in Matthew R. Core's Slasherverse. Yes. Nice. I think this is the first one that's well, this is the first one out. That was a dumb comment. I think this has just come out, 2014, yeah, to all the horror-loving kids carrying the Evil Dead VHS around in their backpack. Sounds about right. This sounds great. I didn't realise it was queer, so sign me the frigo up. I'm very excited. This has been entirely a cover buy. I'm obsessed with this cover. Absolutely stunning. Love me anything that looks like a VHS tape, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely my vibe. So I'm really hoping it's good. And there is an audiobook for it as well, so I do have the audiobook too, which is exciting. So I'm gonna give this a bash and see how it goes. Hopefully I will finish this today and we can do maybe another roll for something a little bit later on. Maybe, we'll see. But I'm gonna do some gaming, I think, while I listen to this, because why the frick not? So yeah, I'll check back in with you when I have another update for you.
I don't wanna let you down. It's the only thing I think about every morning. You know my life ain't figured out, but I promise if you stick around it'll never get boring. We'll spend nights, cheap red wine, look at flats even though we can't afford them. I don't wanna let you down, I don't wanna lose you now. Will you stay even when you wanna walk away? When times get bad, we can learn to love what we have. I don't wanna let you down.
Alright, good morning team. Actually, it's the afternoon on Monday. I'm here to wrap this vlog up. I didn't vlog yesterday specifically. I was really busy doing other things. I was baking cakes for my mum's birthday, which is today, and they're coming round for food and a couple of drinks. So I was doing that yesterday and I was trying to get the house ready, and as you can see I was decorating the library. Sneak peek, there is a video coming on Sunday this week for you to check out of an autumn reset, so keep your eyes peeled for that. It's very exciting and I had a great time doing it, and I show you all of my autumn sweaters and t-shirts in there. I redecorate the library and the house, to be perfectly honest. Not redecorate fully, just decorate for spooky season. And what else do I do? Oh, pick my fall TBR. So if you're interested in any of that, keep your eyes peeled. It's coming on Sunday for the 1st of September and I'm very excited about it. But this week, honestly, it looks like I did really well, and I did all right. I got through some books, but I didn't have a great week. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have a great week. So we started off the week DNFing these hollow bars, which I've since put on a pile somewhere and now I don't know where it is. So I've unhauled that, clearly. I DNF'd that one. It was way too the younger end of YA for me and I didn't have a good time with it, so that is that. Then we had Gallant by V.E. Schwab, which initially I gave 3.5 stars to on my rating. A couple of days went by, I spoke to Chloe about it, one of my other patrons who was also reading this, and right now we seem to be buddy reading a lot of books accidentally. And she gave this 2 stars, and honestly, after chatting with her about it, at that moment, a few days had gone by and I couldn't remember what happened in the book. I didn't really care for the book, and honestly I'm quite happy to let this go. I'm a bit sad about it. The cover is beautiful, but I am happy to let it go. I didn't really enjoy it, so my ratings come down to 2 stars. I did not have a great time. Then I did go on to this collection of short stories. I only read one because it took me 2 days to get through, which is friggin' stupid. 122 pages and it took me 2 days. I read Under One Roof by Ali Hazelwood, and I've got to be honest, this really let me down again. I gave it 2 stars. I don't think I've ever given 2 books back to back 2 stars, because usually I don't have the patience to even get that far. But I did end up giving this one 2 stars. I just thought it was boring-ish. I know it's a short story, so there's only so much you can do with it, but even the sex scenes were like really cringy. I just felt really cringe about the whole thing and I didn't enjoy myself, so I gave it 2 stars and I'm really sad. I'm hoping that the other 2 in here, Stuck With You and Below Zero, will be better, but we'll see. Maybe Ali's short stories just aren't for me, which is fine, you know, but a little bit sad about that. 2 stars for that one. Then I did read this mammoth book, When the Moon Hatched, this week by Sarah A. Parker, which is my patron buddy read, and this one got 4 stars. I had a good time. It was good. I have already mentioned I preferred the first half of this to the second half. I actually, which is strange for me because normally I went into this 100% expecting that this was pure romantasy, and it's not. It's high fantasy with a romance, and I preferred the high fantasy side of it than I did the romance, which is, I know, unheard of, shocking. Who'd have thunk it? But I enjoyed all of it, but I really enjoyed the first part where it was really bloody and gory and gritty and violent. I really enjoyed that. Maybe I should be getting back to my violent high fantasies. Who the fuck knows? But I really enjoyed that portion of it more than I did the romance. I will continue with the series. I gave it 4 stars. I had a good time. And then as the week went on, I just couldn't decide what to read. So I ended up switching things up a little bit. Box got derailed, and I read a book that wasn't a subscription box book. So I did end up picking up Camp 1985 by Matthew Arcor, which is the first in the Slasherverse. One of, I think, 7 or 9 books that are going to be in this series. This was quite good. It was literally, when I say that I want a Scream or Halloween campy slasher vibe book, this delivered and more. It was a campy book in every sense of the word. It's set at camp. It is also a queer camp as well. Very queer book, and we are following Ander, and he ends up going to an unexpected weekend getaway that his aunt sorts out for him. But when he gets there, all of a sudden it turns out that it is kind of like a stay off your phones type camp. So he is a YouTuber, social media addict, and he ends up at this camp with other influencers in which they're all being told to unplug entirely. They can't have their phones with them, and they're kind of being dumped there for the week or the weekend, I can't remember. So he ends up crushing on this cute gamer boy, and he recognises some of the other people there. One of them's quite the dick, and yeah, it was interesting. All of a sudden people start turning up dead, and it goes from there. There is a darker, other than, you know, the serial killing aspect to it, there is another darker element to it as well about the past of this camp, which was quite interesting, and I had a good time with this. It was good. I really enjoyed myself, and I've given it 3.5 stars. I had a good time, and I would continue with the series. The only other book, I did make some more progress in Lucy Undying, but honestly it's very, very slow, and I've no idea when I'm going to finish that book. I really would like to finish it before it comes out on the 10th of September, but we'll see. Just seem to be struggling to find time to actually sit and physically read at the moment. Every time I do, I start nodding off. I think it's because usually I'm so on the go, and I usually have an audiobook on while I'm pottering around tidying up, or while I'm gaming, or while I'm doing some admin work for YouTube or Patreon or whatever, Daisy and B, or I'm editing, or I'm filming, or I am watching a movie. So there's usually those things are going on, but these are all things that I can't do physical reading with. So then when I finally sit down to physically read, I think my body in some aspects actually rests and then just wants to sleep, which, you know, is not great for physically reading. So it's not the book's fault. I am enjoying myself. I'm just finding that when I do finally sit down to rest these days, well, to physically read, I end up just resting, and my body's like, okay, shutdown mode activated. So I'm struggling a little bit with that. Maybe what I need to be doing is trying to read for a couple of hours in the morning, physically read first thing in the morning maybe, once I've gotten up, and then get a few hours in that way instead of waiting until I go to bed. But yeah, that was one book that I did make a little bit of progress in, but not much. And then A Dangerous Collaboration is the other by Deanna Rayborn, which is book 4 in the Veronica Speedwell series. Yes. And I made it to page 141 yesterday. I'm in the middle of a chapter, which first of all is very annoying for myself. But I'm really, really enjoying this one, and I will be continuing on with it into next week. Well, this coming week now, because it's Monday. So I will be continuing on with this one. It's not very often I have books that then bleed over into other vlogs. But yeah, so overall, not a stellar week. I haven't had a 5-star read at all. I had a DNF, two 2-star reads, a 3-star, well, 3.5-star read, and a 4-star read. So it wasn't too great. It could have been worse, I suppose, but it is what it is, unfortunately. So yeah, chat to me in the comments down below. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I did get quite a bit of baking done, which was lush, and I had a really good time with that, so that was nice. But yeah, chat to me in the comments down below. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye for now.